Welcome to Renovation Conversations, the podcast where we explore how God is rebuilding lives, restoring hope, and renewing faith. Whether you're just starting your spiritual journey or looking for inspiration to keep growing, this is the place for honest discussions, transformative stories, and practical biblical insights. Let's dive into what it means to live a life under renovation, because God's not done with us yet.
All right, well, welcome to today's episode of Renovation Conversations. We're finishing up
this is last group.
Our missions trip interviews.
Best for last.
You're the best for
last.
We got Gavi and Jonathan, and of course that's Pastor Hayden, and I'm Pastor D. And we're just gonna, if you've watched the other ones, you're gonna listen to us talk about the. I just noticed you said questionnaire.
See,
it says questionnaire.
Look at that.
That's amazing.
So, listen, this goes with Wednesday nights. I hand wrote a bunch of notes last Wednesday, and London and Tara's been helping me on Bible study, and they're over there snickering. I'm trying to teach the Bible, and they're snickering because of my spelling. That's what's sad is that went through spell check. That's what's really scary.
So apparently they're
reference to your name.
Yeah.
A mission questionnaire. I feel like we should pose for this.
See, this is why I say we should cut stuff out, Jonathan, but we don't. So anyways, yeah.
Oh, goodness.
All right.
But we're here talking about the mission trip they went on.
Absolutely.
How long has it been now? It's been a little bit.
End of June, right?
July.
July. Yes, July.
I would say the hot season, but it's been hot season for the whole year, it feels like. So we're just going to talk about the trip a little bit. I guess we'll just open it up to, like, what do you guys want to share about it, first of all? How'd you feel about it? Thoughts? I know that's a vague opening,
That's
but
very
That's very
question.
vague.
we have other detailed questions, but
Good.
Yeah, good.
Nice. Well, we were both talking earlier, and he's listened to all of the other podcasts. I just listened to the first half of one.
Right. That's okay. Yeah.
But we have a little more nuanced view of the mission trip. We don't exactly know how to feel about it. You know,
gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
It's mixed feelings.
Yeah.
You're probably still unpacking some thoughts.
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
Much so.
Yeah.
it's very different.
It's a lot. And I remember when I went, I was literally every day, I'd sit down at night because you don't sleep much, and I would journal because I knew I'd forget everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I went back, I don't know, a couple months ago and read that. And a lot of stuff. It's been 3 years still unpacking some of it.
Yeah.
So I know what you mean. Yeah.
I would second that recommendation of bringing a journal. I wish I had done that.
Yeah.
Because, you do forget so much.
So much.
There was a story I wanted to share, and I was like, well, I'm definitely going to share that story. And then I thought, well, shoot, now.
What was that?
What did the kid say? Because there was a little kid who was showing off his English to me. I was in the... I almost said confessional. What is that?
Evangelism tent. The confessional.
Fair enough.
Evangelism.
Well, most of them are Catholic down there. That might help. Yeah.
And he was like saying, red, green. But then he would say something like, don't tell me what to do. It was like another English phrase he knew, but I can't remember the phrase.
Oh, nice. Yeah, see, you need a journal. So there's first thing if you
On
go.
your next trip, journal.
Yeah.
Definitely bring a journal.
Yeah.
Note to self for me, because I'm going next year. I'll
you
journal.
really?
I am.
He is.
Sure.
I'm going.
He says that, but he
I'm
hasn't even started getting his stuff ready. But,
I'm going to get it on. I'm going.
Yeah,
I'm going.
So, Jonathan, you already talked about this right before we started. What led you to join this missions trip?
Well, I mean, I thought it looked like an amazing opportunity like 2 years ago, whatever. We saw the first kind of promo for the trip. And I've been on a missions trip when I was much younger than him, and to Mexico. And but I was, a different person. That was over 30 years ago now.
Right. Yeah. Things change. Yeah.
Ben Dennis was like, well, he walked up to me during worship, and he's like, you're going to Nicaragua. I'm like, oh, yeah, okay. And then Gavi mentioned that he's kind of interested, and I'm like, well, if you want to go, I'll go with you. He's like, oh, okay. But if Ben ever says you got to go to this, it'll change your life, just know you're not going to sleep.
That's true.
You can never trust a dentist. I've just come to this conclusion.
Yeah.
They've got back plans.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, if he invites you, you're probably not going to sleep much.
No.
And you don't sleep a lot on the missions trip. I mean, especially out in the field. But
yeah, you were right in recalling that. Like, I didn't really want to go in a way because I knew it was going to be, hard and it was time away, and then like there was some difficulties with the shipment of stuff coming up, and I was like, what if they cancel it?
Yeah, I don't have to
I tried to go, they didn't do it.
I mean, it was a little bit like Jonah, only there wasn't a whale. I was like, God, wait, really?
Yeah.
But it was, that was just my flesh, not my heart, really. My heart was, this is going to be amazing.
Right.
And my heart was, I'm going to give this 100%. Just lay it all out there.
Yeah.
The flesh and we tend to be two different people sometimes in this walk. The flesh is like,
sad part is the flesh usually wins in our minds, but yeah.
too often.
Preaching about that on Sunday. So, Gabi, what led you to go? Like what when they were talking about it, like why did you decide I want to go?
It was Benji.
We blame him for a lot of things. It's all good.
All right, so
no, but I had been looking into, like, I had been thinking about it, and it was kind of just an abstract thought, kind of before Benji came and put me in a headlock.
All right, so you should go.
So this is for
Put
you.
a gun to my head and said, "You're going."
You should
smuggled you onto a plane and brought you over. So you guys had heard for a little bit about what, I guess 2 years. This is the third year, right?
Yes.
This was the third year. So you guys have heard for
at our
2
church
years prior to of people going, and so you get there. What's the most challenging part for each one of you guys? What was one thing that you stuck out like, that was difficult? And that could be in any aspect: emotionally difficult, physically difficult,
spiritually
difficult. I mean, there's such a realm to that.
Isn't that the answer to that? Yes, on all those.
Yeah.
What was something that sticks out in your mind about that trip? Because there's going to be people listening to this thinking, I want to go on a mission trip someday, but I want them to understand the reality of it.
Yeah, right.
Like, it's not all just like, oh, it's so fun. There's a lot of great parts, but there's some tough parts too.
Yeah.
So what did you guys find difficult?
The language barrier was, the first thing that comes to mind.
Right.
It wasn't that much of a problem, but it was my first time out of the country, and so it was weird to see everyone talking in a different language.
Yes, it is. It's a shock factor. Yeah.
But you could still communicate with them. Very.
Right.
I don't know a lot of Spanish, but I know enough to, I knew enough to get around, but even when I didn't know, we could get stuff figured out.
Gotcha.
Yeah. One thing I learned though is because I knew a little bit too, is when you know a little bit, they think you know a lot of it. So the minute you say something, then they start talking to you like, yeah, I'm sorry, I don't. Sorry.
I just knew. I
So I learned.
didn't know anything else.
I learned real quick to be careful on what I said in Spanish, because then they think you speak fluent Spanish, and I'm like, yeah, I don't. I'm sorry. Jonathan, what was your challenging?
I knew a little bit of Spanish, so the language barrier was that was an opportunity. Exciting.
Right.
I'm a little bit of a nerd when it comes to foreign language, and so that was fun.
Very cool.
Yes.
No, honestly, number one with a bullet was just the sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Or lack of. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that kind of prompted the second thing, which was a spiritual battle that I noticed day one, really. It just uncovered that I have a habit of complaining. Didn't even really think
man, I don't at all. I don't know.
Well, it was I don't know. When you get one of those metal or glass slivers, and you seem to that becomes the most sensitive thing.
Yeah.
It was just ding in my heart every time I complained. I was like, what is wrong with me? Why can't
all that
I
conviction
stop
you're like,
complaining?
look at what I'm living here in watching and witnessing, and I'm complaining.
It kind of reminded me of, have you ever been around someone and you see them pick their nose and eat it, and you're like, hello?
Yeah.
I'm
watching you in your car.
yeah. And they don't even know they're doing it because they just do it all the time. And I think that was me with complaining. And this trip, God just used to highlight that for me.
To note, he's talking about he complains a lot. He doesn't pick his nose a lot.
Wait,
I just want to throw that out there. For anyone that's like, wait a minute, what is he saying?
Well, I realized they tell you to wash your hands every time you touch something.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the nose picking went out the door, too.
Right?
Yeah.
I just can't even pick my own nose here.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Man. Well, that's good. So,
No, that's good. I get
yeah, I mean, yeah, I know what you mean. The challenging, the sleep wasn't no big deal for me. That's just the life I grew up in, in line work. But it is when you get wore down, and knowing that going in that you're not going to sleep well is tough. Yeah. It's kind of like men's encounter weekend,
were definitely helpful.
Yeah.
And I'm not really that light of a sleeper, but we had just a room full of guys that were snorers.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then the road, you guys talked about it with some other
the
people.
Jake brakes.
We were right on that road with the Jake brakes.
Yeah.
But even that, like, I had empathy in my heart because these people do not have a ton of money to do a bunch of repair on their trucks.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was like we were in a bowl almost. There was hills on both sides, so they were gonna need to be braking every time they
can't just be flying through. Yeah.
So it was just rough.
Yeah, it is rough, but it's just a couple days. I mean,
the other hard thing for me was I was in the evangelism tents the whole time, so I've shared my faith before and done evangelism, but I've never done it in a preaching setting before. I mean, I've done it. I've preached at the nursing home time, but I was nervous about it. And it was it's definitely scary the first couple of times, but I get used to it.
That's good though, and I think that's because whenever you share the gospel, I mean, there should be some part of you that has that, but especially as you get older, as you get more confident in what you do, you always have a little bit of that kind of, and it'll remind you of those times when you first started actually doing that. Yeah. To me, I think that those are cool moments, but they're not necessarily cool in the moment. You're like, let's get through this and just survive.
Yeah, and to clarify for people going, there's a big tent where they have service, and they have to go to service, and then they think they're done. They think they're in the clear. It's a pretty good setup because they got to go to service to go get medical treatment, but then they hit them again at these small tents, and that's what Gabi was working, right? One of the small evangel. Yeah. And so they meet them again. They get to hear the gospel another time.
Which is fantastic.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's a more personal situation.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah. Well, that's where when I was there, that's where most of the salvations happened, was at those tents. So that's pretty cool. What was the most rewarding aspect now that you've had some time to look back at the trip? For you, Gabi, what was the most rewarding?
It's really tough. There was a lot of rewarding things. I loved playing with the kids. I mean, they would just come up to you and sit in your lap or just want to play with you.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just amazing to see how sweet they were.
Yeah.
They're not like American kids.
No, that is true. They're not.
Well, you think about it, they're not spoiled like we are.
Right.
Yeah. No.
Right.
Their innocence is literally innocence.
Yeah, they don't have a lot of stuff to take up their time. So,
But also the other thing was the relationships with the translators. It was, I mean, that was amazing.
Yeah, I heard that a couple
cool.
different times. That's one of the things I'm looking forward to is that relationship you get there with that. You guys had less translators, I think, this time than when you went, did you?
We had our own. Like I had my own. I had Noah most of the week, and then a couple times when I preached in the Big Ten, I'd have different ones. But we had enough. We pretty well had our own for those days there. There's relationships built there, for sure. That's very powerful.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually my number one, just developing those relationships. It probably would have been the same with like any local person that I got to spend that much time with. Yeah. In the evangelism tent, we were kind of paired off with the translator. I had initially started off with the EvangeCube, I think it's called.
Yes.
Because I was like, I don't know what format they want me to use, and I don't do this on a regular basis. And someone gave me one. Was it you? I don't remember who gave it.
No, I think Benji.
Eric.
Eric always buys some. Benji bought some too, I think. So we had a bunch when I went.
It might have been Peyton. I don't remember. Really? But someone gave it to me, and
they're pretty cool.
We started off using it. Yeah, it was.
They're pretty cool.
It was neat because it gave a kind of a visual, and I followed the video that they show you how to use it.
Right.
And that worked okay. But then just talking with Jorge, my translator, we were just like, it's not really connecting. And then I decided to tell a story because we kind of realized that these people are definitely largely believers. And he really felt like, he is a leader in his church and part of a missions group that goes out and evangelizes all the time. Gotcha. So I told a story about me as a teenager coming from a believing family. I came to a point where I realized that I was literally singing the song, I love you, Lord, and I lift my voice. And I was like, I'm saying I love you, Lord. I don't love God. I believe in him. I believe in Jesus.
And there's a difference.
But I realized I did not really have a loving relationship. And that wrecked me and was the beginning of falling in love with God. Yeah. And so I started to share that, and then he's asked me, is it okay if I talk? I'm like, yeah, dude.
Yeah, go ahead.
That would be great.
And he told a similar story about a friend of his wife's who was working in the church and came to a similar point of realization that if she died today, she would not go to heaven.
Right.
Because it was all religion, tradition, and none of it was true belief.
Yeah.
And so we developed this kind of tag team approach where we were sharing, and it was, I know we made an impact. We only had a few slips given to us, or people asked us to pray with them and accept Jesus or rededicate. But I know that we had an impact on people because we were speaking from our heart.
Right. Well, and listen, even if it was only one, which I know we know it's more than one, but even if it was only one, everything's worth it.
Yeah.
If we know, I think that's so interesting though, because there's truth, and so you look at their culture. There's people inside that culture that are just like we are. They're playing a role and not actually walking it out. But I love that because they could be going to church every week, but not know Jesus. And so I love that you had to make it personal.
Yep.
Take it away from the tool that was given to you, which is nothing wrong with that, but that kind of got sparked the let's make it personal.
And we still had scripture in there, of course.
Sure.
Talking about how we are all sinners, and that Christ died for us while we were sinners, and all of those really important scriptures to know.
Cool. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, the most, thinking back now, the times where we would we'd ask everyone if they wanted a Bible or if they wanted prayer and all that at the end of the evangelism, and most times it would be blank stares. Blank stares.
Yeah.
People kind of shifting, kind of walking back to the, slowly turn into the
which that
clinic.
Part's we're used to seeing that in our culture.
Right.
Like, whoa.
That is.
Now you want something from me?
But that was the great thing about Jorge is he would go around the circle. We have a
get them tighter.
Circle. Semicirculo.
Yeah.
I learned that one. And he's like, if you died today, where would you go?
Yeah.
And see how
I love it. Make it personal, and sometimes smaller is better. I mean, because
that's why they do the evangelism tent, the second one.
And I know
what they decided.
The men in their culture are very proud.
Yes.
Even if they don't have much, they're proud of what they do have. So some of them are, which men are men. I mean, you go over, that's universal. And, we tend to get very prideful and are afraid to speak in a big group about, I don't know that I'm going to go to heaven.
Yeah, for sure.
Because that makes me look like less of a man or something.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
that was on ours. They told us on the way down there, none of these men are going to accept Christ. And the first one is like an 80-year-old man walked up. I'm like, seriously? And then like the young men just started flocking up there because of him.
They realized he's not afraid. I'm not afraid.
It like, because the pastor that had done it forever was with me. He's like, I can't believe what we're seeing. But what it had been was it had been evangelized also. Most of the women had already accepted Christ, but the men had held out. It had been evangelized that city one time. And we were the second trip. Well, so it landed with the men because the women had probably been praying, first of all, and probably witnessing to them. Yeah. So, yeah, it was kind of cool.
I think that's kind of universal no matter where you're at when you're talking about a relationship with Jesus. People are afraid to step forward because they will look different.
Yeah.
So let's kind of lead that into our next question where it says, what are some of the culture shocks? Some stuff's going to be very similar, but then some things are going to be like, whoa, I'm not used to that at all. I'm sure there's quite a bit of that.
Yeah.
Which is what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, there's some culture shocks.
So what were some culture shocks for you guys just going, from the airport to wherever? I'm sure there was culture shocks all over the place.
It was I was cool. I mean,
yeah.
I love culture shock, I guess. I don't
Yeah.
know.
He embraces culture shock.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Just seeing all the signs transform from English to Spanish, and then the nightlife is big there.
Yeah.
It wasn't, again, not shocking, but it was like everyone's out at night. And then, I remember you joked, I think, about the horns, car horns.
Oh, yeah.
'Cause they use it to just say hi.
Oh, yeah. I love that. Yeah. I wish we would do that more. Yeah, I like it.
Let's start it. Me and you can start. That's four. We all drive.
It doesn't work well here. You get shot at and stuff.
Listen,
like,
embrace it. We'll all get it going.
That was a little bit of a shock moment where we get in this bus. Dude is hauling, and I'm like, "Whoa, we got kind of a jerk of a bus driver." He's just honking at everyone, and then everyone's honking back. I'm like, I would not do well here driving.
No,
I get that.
But the other thing is just the lack of windows really stood out at me. We're told, take your malaria meds and bring the mosquito netting if you want, and then you get down there. At least in Santa Emilia, Managua is different, but in Santa Emilia, it was very rare to see a window with glass in it.
Mm-hmm.
They were all just bars.
I don't think I saw a single
yeah.
window with glass in it.
Yeah, I think. I can't remember.
Even stores had just iron bars.
Yes,
Yeah.
open bars. Yeah.
and maybe shutters.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so these people are just walking around just riddled with malaria?
Yeah. No, they're used to it.
You overcome.
Yeah, the strong will survive.
Yeah.
Like, no, sadly though, it probably is more that they're used to that. But yeah, it's a little different down there. Gabi, what was a culture shock for you?
We talked about the language barrier.
Yeah.
But the outdoor culture, you mentioned the night culture, they don't go inside.
No. Yeah, they live outside.
Yeah. Everyone's house is their business where they sell stuff at, or else they, work outside somewhere.
Go in to sleep and that's it. Huh?
And it's just buildings with open doors, open windows. There's chickens and animals everywhere. That was, the livestock was another culture shock for me because they have cows and pigs in their backyards in very small spaces, and they're all like emaciated, and it made me grateful for what we have.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dogs everywhere.
Oh, dogs everywhere. Yeah.
The dogs were kind of scary though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could imagine.
I think that's pretty universal down there, no matter where you're at.
Scary? I mean, none of them seemed aggressive.
We had a big
couple
dog.
of them were.
I don't
I got
remember.
growled at a couple times.
I don't remember who was preaching at one of ours, but there was a major dog fight broke out under the tent. Oh yeah, it was bad. Yeah, but yeah. No, yeah, I think that's universal down there. Dogs just kind of roaming.
What a different kind of culture, huh?
Yeah.
Has anyone talked about Julio? I didn't.
I don't
can we
recall hearing about Julio.
Well,
I think
You didn't
John
hear it?
maybe did. Did you watch John's?
I did, and I
and
didn't hear
Benji's?
him. But there's this gentleman, young guy, and he had some sort of we'll leave it as interesting personality.
Right.
I don't know.
Okay.
Could have been something diagnosable in the
Yeah.
United States. But what was interesting is how the community kind of there was very few times where they actually like scolded him for he would get a little uncomfortably handsy.
Right.
Certainly with the females. And
Yeah.
he would come over and just grab my shirt and kind of get a little.
No, nobody talked about him. So
Oh, I'm surprised.
But it was
did.
interesting because the men would eventually correct him
Right.
and put him in his place. But it was like one big. It was a community, obviously, but they were also had almost family ties. Maybe they were actually related. But,
They're all family.
It wasn't just the pastors, and it was just really neat to see tolerance, but also correction.
Yeah.
right.
Just normalized.
Just kind of the community just took care of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's cool.
because here it'd be, get this guy out of here. Someone would be complaining until he was just not allowed in the area or something.
Yeah. But it was really cool to be able to kind of participate in that too, to love on him and and then be like, nope.
Right.
He would stand on stage, like as the band are playing. He would climb up on stage, and he had his little Coke bottle, like 1 liter Coke bottle, and he would play it like a trumpet.
Nice.
And he would sing at the top of his lungs.
Nice.
That's awesome.
And evenally someone would get him off
Right.
stage.
They'll embrace it to a point where it's like a
So-
distraction, and you're like, okay.
All right,
He would
let's
try
do
to get on
something.
stage every service, and everyone would come on down, Julio.
Nice. But that shows the love they have, though,
Yeah.
for people in their community.
Yeah.
Because sadly, in our culture, we'd be like, well, somebody needs to take care of him. He needs to be somewhere.
Yeah. They wouldn't honor him.
No,
At all.
Not
yeah.
as a person created by God. I mean,
Yep.
so I
Yep.
think sometimes we devalue the fact
Yeah.
that everyone was created by God.
Mhm.
So fun or memorable moment while you were there.
Yeah, Julio was.
That was it. Already wrote it.
He's like, that was mine.
That was my fun moment. Yeah.
Fair enough.
That's
It was
yeah.
fun how many times like different little challenges were the things I remember fondly too. But I really the plant life there is just something that continued to take my breath away. Things that you would spend $40 at Home Depot to get one of these potted plants that's just growing everywhere.
Yeah.
Right? Everybody's front yard.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Just amazing.
That's awesome.
Seeing young men like my son stand up and get some autonomy. I know Tucker was talking about the 8th grade boy from one of the other churches, and he really came out of his shell and did some great work, and it was
Awesome.
just really neat to see everyone pulling their weight. And I had a lot of fun in the market.
Yeah.
That was
Did you go to the dirty market?
We went to both.
Both. That's what I did. Yeah.
Did we?
Yeah, but the dirty market was kind of interesting because it was a national holiday, and so a lot of them were closed.
Gotcha. It's so
stalls and stuff.
yeah. It was weird to go from like designer clothing to dog food the next step, and
Yeah.
then to like open meat market, and then back to purses, and then it was just wild.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, I was thinking of the pottery place.
Oh, yeah.
We briefly went through the dirty
Oh, yeah.
market because we got lost.
Oh yeah, you can. Well, luckily I was with a local because I wouldn't have went without him. Harvey went with us, so I had an interpreter, and he knew the area well. Because it's kind of
I could've
scary.
Spent multiple days there just seeing
Oh yeah, it's
everything. And,
Yeah.
yeah.
My group got lost.
yeah, that's awesome.
We really did.
yeah, that's great. I got lost in Managua. I mean, I don't know.
we trusted our translator to
Yeah.
know, her way around,
and she didn't.
And she did not.
No, awesome. That's awesome.
Oh,
Yeah.
Karen.
Nice.
I mean, the translators are great. I'm Facebook friends with them.
Yeah.
And I hope I get to see them again. But yeah, Karen stood about this tall, and you did not want to mess with her.
She's amazing.
Yeah.
And she's
That's
like,
cool.
"Come on, what do you need next?"
You're like, I don't even know.
Yeah, I'm looking for a chess set, and she would just like go down.
Yeah.
You have a chess set. You have a chess set. Here, they have chess sets here.
Yeah.
What's next?
Yeah. What's next?
But then she was the one who
You
was
have
like,
personal shopper,
this way,
right?
And then
Hand
we
me your
ended
list.
up.
Let's go.
She was
Personal shopper.
probably one of the most capable translators.
Yeah.
That's
And
awesome.
she was my translator for evangelism, which I was very grateful to have one who could, fill in the blanks where,
Yes.
Well,
and
Yes.
but speaking of that, some of the slang we use doesn't land with them.
right.
Like at all. Like we say stuff to them that would make no sense. So that's why a really good interpreter is important.
Culture matters.
Yes.
For sure.
Because I said this on the last one, but I remember one night I was preaching. I thought this was a really important thing I said. And when he interpreted it, the whole crowd was laughing. And I'm like, that's not
Did you
what
ever
I
figure out
said.
what you said that made them laugh?
No. Well, what I said wouldn't have made him laugh back home. But anyways, so I realized, man, what I said wouldn't have landed with his culture, so he changed it.
Yeah.
And it did. So, yeah, it's important to have a good interpreter.
Yeah, and I'm not even that good of a speaker on my own.
Like, I don't do well in my own language, so,
So
Yeah.
I needed a pretty good translator.
it's good. God
That's
ordains
cool.
those things. I have
Oh,
no
yeah.
doubt.
I played chess with some translators because one of them brought a board with him. And he's like, "You like to play chess?" I was like, "Yeah, I love to play chess." He's like, "Okay, we play." And we played, and I beat him. He's like, "You are a professional chess player." I'm like, "No." And the next day, he was like, You are a professional.
Yeah. I am not.
He asked him how many hours a day he played.
So you went down there and act like Bobby Fischer?
Yeah,
You're like counting that time?
pretty good there. I also got compliments on my Spanish, which was
Nice.
really surprising. So I would say bring what you got, and it will flourish.
Yeah, that's cool.
I had 3 years in high school, and I watched Dora a lot.
Yeah.
So between those,
Dora is the best way to learn, I think.
my kids were big Dora fans. So.
Yeah.
It's amazing how much Spanish you learn while you're down
Yeah.
there.
Yes, that's true. You pick up on a lot.
Now I don't know how functional any Spanish I have is
Yeah.
in sentences anymore.
Well,
But
vamos a practicar.
we'll get it there. We'll get it there.
That means we're going to practice.
Yes. I actually am getting ready to download Babbel.
Yeah.
I'm
there you
gonna
go.
get back into it.
Yeah. What was the biggest need kind of in that community you're in? Like, what did you guys see was the biggest just need? Was it medical? Was it dental?
gospel.
Was the gospel? Yeah.
Of course.
No,
yeah.
I agree to that. Yeah. Yeah. But did you see any other just desperate needs of that area?
Well, literally, the Bible was the thing they
The
seemed
need?
to
That's-
want the most.
Wow. That's awesome.
And I felt a little bad because we were told initially to just give it to people who made decisions for Christ.
Right.
And we carried in boxes and boxes of Bibles.
Yeah.
But there weren't that many decisions. And then as time went on, we were like, well, can we give them to other people? Because one person would get one, and then 3 people would walk up to us and ask for una Biblia.
Right.
And we're like, well, there are 4 people who make decisions. But people would say, yeah, but we don't have one. Or
Yeah.
we have one, but it's very old and falling
Which makes you feel
apart,
terrible.
know?
Like you
Right,
need
yeah.
the word.
Like I'm the
And you-
gatekeeper of these Bibles.
Right. And you're sitting there with boxes of Bibles like,
Yeah.
hey, let's just.
I'd have been in trouble. I'd have just been like,
Oh, I know.
take them.
Well,
That's what I did.
Yeah,
That's
we
what I
we
did
pretty
that.
much did. I mean,
I don't do well with
Just
following
that-
some directions.
No. If you need to ask for forgiveness for handing out Bibles, it's okay.
Yeah.
Like, right? I mean,
figured
come on.
That's the right thing.
well, but can you imagine later on going, sorry, we ran out.
We ran out. Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
And someone's
But-
just given their life to Christ and you can't give them a Bible.
Yeah.
Like, it kind of made sense, but
It did, but
It's still hard though. You're like, I get it.
yeah. The other just random thought I had today was, I wish I would have brought some soccer balls.
yes, that's
You know,
huge.
Those kids would
Yeah.
have been so thrilled, and you probably would have written like the local church's name on it, so it wasn't like Julio's basketball or
Yeah.
soccer ball or whatever. But that would have been really cool. to
Yeah.
give them that away too.
Maybe a note for the future.
Yeah, that would have been really good.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many needs in communities like that, but also at the same time, it's like they don't think they have needs as much as we think they have needs.
Right.
They don't think they have needs as much as we think we have needs.
Right.
Right. Oh.
Yeah, they're very happy with what they do, what little they do have. I talked about that, seeing them sweep their dirt floor. They're proud of their dirt floor home. Mm-hmm. And we complain about what we have, So I
got upset the other day, and I'm just gonna share. I got so mad because my Roomba ate the recliner vacuum, blew a fuse in our house, ruined our vacuum, and tore up the chair. I'm like, and then I'm sitting there thinking, how stupid is this? And I'm mad about this.
Wait till he goes to Nicaragua, huh? He's gonna hopefully come back a little different.
So now I don't have a Roomba. My chair doesn't work, and I had to flip a breaker. I'm like, I'm ridiculous.
First world problem.
It is. And
that is clearly a first world issue.
Because I got upset at first, and after I flipped the breaker, and then I come back around, I'm like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever been upset over.
Yeah.
Seriously. Crazy. But then you go to that, and they're like, I would hope that they never have that desire to have what we have, because you see what happens with it.
Yeah.
I could live down there. I mean, it was so different from here, but it was also in so many ways so perfect.
Yeah.
You forget your problems after the first 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
They just disappear.
That's awesome.
You don't worry about bugs, or at least I never really worried about the bugs, but the little things that you go in kind of upset about, that just fades away.
It's funny. Do you have our sheet in front of you? Because what was the biggest fear in going, and was an issue while you were there?
I didn't even let him look at it. He's just going in order.
He just answered it right in order. But yeah, so the bugs didn't bother you, huh?
No, not at all. I mean, there weren't that many.
Yeah,
it was surprising how few mosquitoes there were.
Yeah,
such that so I heard you say, "Yeah, I'm going to bring in a mosquito net." Buy a good one, because I bought a cheap one. It was not big enough.
Yeah, and a big enough one.
You want a good
big one.
Big.
I'm picturing Jonathan in the fetal position trying to get under his little net.
Because I thought
you have no idea how accurate you are.
Yeah, I thought, because this one just goes on top of the mattress.
Right.
Cool, and it collapses really small. I'm like, check. That sounds fantastic. But what you don't think about is what it's like to sleep hot and sweaty on like screen netting. It was not comfortable. And I tried to just ignore it and just had a sheet on top of me. But then you turn, and then all of a sudden you got this mosquito net twisting around you. And so, night 2, halfway through the night, I was like, what I did is I just kind of unzipped it and laid it on top of me.
You're like, I'm just sleeping. Like, it's now my blanket.
Probably not really going to work, but it's something. So, if you do the mosquito net thing, do it right, and get they make these like literal one-person tents that are big enough that a twin mattress will fit in. Yeah. And that could have been a game changer.
That's what all the pros were.
The ones that know what they're doing do that.
That's what they all brought.
Fair enough.
I remember seeing a few of them. I did not have that.
Didn't you have like a ton of ants invade your bed or something like that, or something?
We had ants real bad in ours, and I had a scorpion.
Scorpion once, yeah.
Well, I didn't get to see it. The guy sitting outside of our room found it, and he was showing it to me, and so I gave him all my snacks for finding that scorpion for me. So, yeah.
The bed guard.
I'm not entirely sure, but I think it was winter when we were there. It was their winter, wasn't it?
No, they don't have winter. They have
but it was
rainy
their cold
seasons.
Oh.
But
their version of winter
temperature is the same like year round.
Yeah. Honestly, we had ants and scorpions. I don't remember a lot of mosquitoes and bugs even where we were, in Israel.
Not
so
even like flies. We have 50 times the number of flies here in Missouri than there were
I think
in Nicaragua.
Missouri is worse than bugs.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't doubt that. I'm about to get me some kind of fly net in my office.
Yeah.
I'm not buying yours.
When we were done podcasting there, it'd be like, this is wrong. They go in your mouth.
He ate one time.
In fact, one night when we did a podcast, you could literally hear it fly between my mic and my, so. No, our bugs are pretty bad, yeah.
So what was your biggest fear going in?
I guess getting sick maybe. You know, with the whole, the virus went out of my brain.
Malaria.
Malaria.
Yeah.
Yeah, malaria. It's not a virus, but anyway.
Right.
Yeah, I was concerned about that. I don't think I got that. I stayed with the food plan almost the entire time, and then as we got near the end, I wanted to eat with the cool kids in the
buckled under the pressure, didn't you?
Little place, and so I sampled some local cuisine. It was delicious,
So
and
good.
I was sick for 2 weeks after.
Was you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got sick the last day too, but yeah.
Yeah, the sickness was what I was worried about. That was the most scary. And I never got sick.
Good.
Did you take the special pill afterwards?
No, I didn't.
You didn't?
Oh, I did.
I didn't finish my malaria.
did. Maybe
pill.
that's
I'm taking the
sick.
cheap wormer pill. I don't care. I'm taking it. Give me another one. Yeah. No, and you know it can happen if you guys remember London. You know he went down south and he got really sick.
Yeah,
you know?
I heard about that.
And it's funny what you said. He was playing with kids. And that's how he got it. But
Yeah.
it's just and that's okay. Well, the Lord protected him, got him through it. If you gotta get sick to go and do that, it's not great.
I suppose the Lord brings me home because I'm playing with kids in a third world country.
Yeah, I guess.
I think that's a good.
There are
one for
worse
you.
ways to go.
I
Yeah,
think
there
so.
is. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. So
Especially
how
if
was
someone gets
you
saved.
talk about the food? How was the? We'll start with the missionary food. Like, how was the kitchen? All that. Like,
I always enjoyed it. I mean, I'm trying to think of.
because we talked about it in one of the previous shows that they have a kitchen crew, and they're Nazis for lack of a better word. Right? Everything tastes like
They're methodical.
sorry,
We're gonna say that.
Scratch that.
Sticklers.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get some mail from this one.
No, listen. But no, like you get used to the smell of bleach, right?
Yeah.
And to the taste of
And
bleach.
the feel like it's almost slimy.
Yeah.
After a while, I don't understand that.
But so they do have their own cook crew, and they're good.
Well, this is something that blew me away. Is I did not realize until we were packing up that they have all those like stoves and everything. They bring them with them. Like,
Isn't that wild?
yeah.
Well, you want to know what blows my mind? He shot the video. Someday maybe you guys will see the highlight video. I know you had the camera, and when you were shooting that. Some of those same ladies, the same ones that were cooking 3 years ago when I went.
Oh,
So I mean,
wow.
it's the same.
Yeah.
It's the same group that does all that.
Yeah.
They've got it down to an art.
I mean, they bring in ice, everything. I mean, so talk about a colossal undertaking.
Yeah.
So the local cuisine was good, huh?
It was very good.
Oh, man. And I am an adventurous eater, and so I was all in. I would have tried anything I could have gotten my hands on. It was just I didn't want to be. Well, especially once we saw the bathroom accommodations, I was like, I want to be good to go until I'm leaving.
Right.
Did you eat the fritungas that I had? The little fried something. What?
You don't ask
what it
those
was.
questions, right? You
It was
just
delicious.
He's like, whatever it was fried and so good.
No, I had for breakfast the last morning there, or second to last morning, a little tortilla with a fresh slice of avocado that was bigger than any avocado slice I've ever seen in my life. I mean, this avocado had to have been like this big because the slice was that long.
Yeah.
And it was just like cutting through butter and salted it a little bit, and then of course gotta talk about the coffee. I'm on like this much left of the bag I have at the office, and I just don't want it to go. The leftover pot I pour into a jar and put it in the fridge for the next day because I'm like, I am drinking every little bit.
Because if you buy that, it's very expensive. If you buy it from someone,
I'm sure.
that gets in whatever you can get by it.
Why are you?
No,
You
I'm
have
just saying.
he don't drink coffee.
I do not drink.
I have a
coffee.
bag upstairs.
How much?
Well, it was a gift, so
We got black
I
market
don't know.
business going on.
I don't know. Is Melanie watching this podcast?
Is she going to expect a cut?
So if you ever go again, take an extra suitcase and fill it full.
I have heard that.
I've heard that.
Seriously, I would have brought more money. I actually ended up borrowing some money from Bobby. We were in the airport, heading back, and he's buying his brother's gifts, and I'm like, yeah, I should buy my kids some gifts.
No, I want coffee. That's awesome.
They know you love them. Get coffee.
Yeah, get coffee. Get coffee.
They drink the coffee, most
Right?
of them. Yeah.
Oh, see, so I'm bad because I'm a terrible eater. I'm not a healthy eater anyway. But I'm thinking like I'm scared to death of what to eat down there. I was debating on bringing a bunch of beef jerky because I'm like I don't even know what I want to eat down there.
Oh, trust me, he's like an 8-year-old. He needs to bring beef jerky. He
It's
won't eat.
not a bad idea.
He won't eat the beans and he won't eat all that good stuff.
But I feel like that's such a good thing for you to
roll the dice.
God's knocking edges off of you.
That's exactly right.
And so, yeah,
we don't have to knock
I would
off
get with
all
the
of the
program.
edges.
I'm
Just
eating what
do it.
they serve.
All right, I'll see what I can do about that.
Let's see. It's only 7 days. If you drink water, you can fast that long.
I fasted for 7 days,
Oh,
but
yeah.
I've never fasted for 7 days and did heavy work.
Oh my
though.
gosh!
That
no,
sounds like a recipe for disaster to
Yeah.
me.
5 days in, pastor dies from exertion.
Pastor dies on Nicaragua trip.
Oh, we drank a lot of water though too.
Yeah.
Bring a thermos with you, and we filled it and filled it and filled it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a fan of water, so that's all right.
Yeah, they take good care of it.
Yeah.
I mean, they have everything you need. That's what's nice about that trip, and they've done it for so long. They're kind of prepared for almost anything. And I said when I went, I decided to go and probably went in less than a week.
Yeah,
like a week and a half is all I had to prepare. And but then I got thinking, man, we're on a medical, like there's doctors and nurses with us. It'll be fine,
Yeah.
And it is kind of comforting
Right.
knowing you have those people with you.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean,
absolutely.
yeah, that's cool.
So kind of wrapping up to the point of faith. How did your faith grow because of this trip? How did that affect you in your walk with Jesus, in your walk with sharing Jesus? How has this trip shaped you in your faith?
Well, when you're gonna share the gospel, you have to know what it is, and it's when you're forced to communicate it to a different group of people than you're used to, it really it shows you more about it in a different aspect. Like
Right.
it's going to show you a different angle of what it is, and the trip really highlighted our dependence on the Lord. For me, it's just what is that verse? Take heed lest you fall. We cannot stand by ourselves, and it's by God's grace that we stand where we do.
So to take heed, take a whole new definition for you once you stand.
Yeah,
We're
it
going
did.
there. Yeah,
Because
that's
here
cool.
here it's real easy to have a crutch of safety and security because
Yeah.
it's what we know.
Yeah.
And there's so many crutches for us here, and most of them are bad. So, yeah.
Well, all of our crutches here, like Jonathan was saying, that's that flesh. What we rely on here is that flesh and not the spirit or the spiritual side of it.
Not
So
scripture
yeah,
necessarily,
when
yeah.
you're down there, there's not a lot to lean on except Him. So it does have a dependency on Him. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, it definitely grows your faith. It grow yours any?
Yeah, there's definitely a time of spiritual maturity.
Couple inches.
People kept asking me, so can't wait to get back, right? I'm like, I don't know. Because I did what I said I was going to do, and I just laid it all out there and didn't leave much in the tank. And I don't honestly know if I am the person that should continue to go or should continue to send.
Yeah.
Just because
And there's definitely
I need
a
my
place
sleep.
for both.
Yeah.
in that,
Yeah.
for
Well,
sure.
yeah, absolutely.
And I'm on the fence because in one way I feel like I have the passion and a lot of the other equipment to do it well, you know, and to be passionate about it. But just physically, I don't know if
Yeah.
I'm ready
And that's
to-
what I've told people. And that's why everybody we sit down with, I'm like, be honest. Because you don't want somebody to go that can't do it or shouldn't go, And so that's why it isn't for everybody. There's people that are supposed to be here and pray for those things. There's people here that fund those things. Like there's just different ways to help.
But I'm not sure. I mean, I'd say if you're not a believer, if you don't have a good strong faith in Jesus, a relationship, you're not in your Bible, then you shouldn't go, because you'd have, like Avi said, if you don't know the gospel, you don't have anything to share.
100%.
I agree.
That also will mean that your attitude is probably not right, and so then you're setting a trap for yourself and the team.
And you could be doing the opposite effect of what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're rude to people, that would be a mistake.
If you don't have the grace in you,
I mean, I think even the physical, if you're not sure on the physical, I would say trust the leadership, but I would still err on the side of going at least once.
Right.
Yeah. To give it a try. Yeah.
Because you can go and learn that it's not something you're regularly going to do.
Right.
And you're not going to die.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true.
My hope for people when they go on a mission trip, because I've known a lot of missionaries and some that's what they do with their entire life. And I've known a lot that have gone and just, they go every couple of years or every year, 1 week out of the year. Because for me, when we go, if you're going to go for a week, that doesn't negate our fact that the other 51 weeks out of the year, we should be doing that right here at home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And if nothing else, maybe that's to fire you up to get you excited. So everybody that goes on a mission trip, and I was praying that for you guys as well. I prayed it for him and Tucker, is that you come back excited to do what you did there, right here where we live. Mm-hmm. Because I think that's we go everywhere to do it, but we can't negate to share the gospel right here where we're at. And my hope is that it fires people up.
Yeah, I think it will do for different people what God wants it. I mean, for me, I came back feeling that ragged and just really struggling, and I was the service immediately after we got back. I was like, okay, I gotta go. I've got to get there. And I got there and I cried out to God, and I'm like, God, why do I feel so broken, like just run down? And I really felt like the Lord said, I'm giving you more cracks for the light to shine through. And I was like, wow, thank you, God.
Maybe looking at this, maybe this is why the Lord held off on us having them.
Yeah.
I never know why we go in what order or why people show up on podcasts. And like we've talked about getting everybody on like a month sooner than we actually did. But we just kind of let the Lord lead us in it. And so I always wonder why it's like today for this time instead of 2 months ago, Yeah.
And you guys have time to look back on it and really think about it. And that's good.
A chance to get your mind wrapped around what you went through, what you got to be a part of.
I was really bummed to discover today that I got a new phone last month, and all my Nicaragua pictures are gone.
Gone? Oh, no.
I did upload a bunch for the video thing.
Yeah.
So some of them are on that Google Drive, but I don't think I uploaded everything.
Oh, no.
Has Eric showed anybody the video yet?
I don't.
Is he keeping that to himself?
He's supposed to?
Oh, I don't know. I gave it to him.
Are we going to watch it Sunday morning?
I don't care.
How long is it?
6.5 minutes. It's not bad. It's under 10.
Let's do it not this Sunday, but maybe the following Sunday.
Cool.
Yeah, we need to show it. We always show it. It's like 6-7 months.
Yeah.
If he don't want to show it, I've got it. So.
Well, I guess we could wait until we're getting people signed up for the next year. But they're already asking for people to commit as early as possible because they're really trying to refine their processes, and they're realizing that they may need to change up how they book airline tickets.
Yeah.
So just
that
as
could
soon as they can get people committed.
Airline could be an issue moving forward. Air traffic's not what it used to be.
It's already changing. It's changed drastically in the last month and a half.
Yeah. It's
just on.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You can't rely on what you have right now. So.
No.
But yeah, it's a good trip. I'm glad you guys went.
Me too.
I know it'd be good for. I mean, it's good for anybody to go, like you say, if you're willing and able. So.
Yeah.
So just to kind of close it out, if someone asked you, should I go on a mission trip, what would you tell them? If they were asked you, should I go to Nicaragua? Why, and what would be the answer, and why would that be the answer for them?
I would say you should go to Nicaragua. If you're going on a missions trip, then you need to examine why you want to go. Because I would totally go there to vacation. I would seriously, even if Amanda dies, I'm like, come on, kids, let's be Nicaraguans. Because I loved it that much.
I have some great friends in Costa Rica, or not far from there.
So. Yes, Costa Rica is beautiful. So,
but no, in all seriousness, I would say the world needs more missionaries.
Yeah.
And so just make sure you're going because you want to share the gospel.
Right.
And as long as you can honestly say you're able to do that, you should go.
Amen.
Yeah. Amen. Gabi, what do you think?
Yeah, I would say if you're not sharing the gospel where you are, you're not going to, you don't need to go share it in Nicaragua. I would say get to where you know the gospel, you know.
And the best way to know is to start studying it and start telling it here.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you're not there, then don't go. But if you are there, I think that it was amazing. And I'm a big fan of the long-term mission trips, and I think that we're there to kind of help it on, and it's a medical mission trip, so we're kind of aiding those long-term,
right, kind of an intermittent thing for the long-term stuff, and it's also like I think it's honestly just as much for us as it is for them. Yes.
So yeah, I would say yes, go. If at least go once, and it was really interesting, and it forces you to look at your faith through different eyes.
Fantastic.
That's cool.
Well, I would agree with you, and I've not been on I've never been out of the country on a trip, done mission trips inside the States, but I agree with you. If you're not in the right place with the Lord, sharing that relationship with Jesus already.
It's what we're called to do every day.
Yes. I agree with you. Get
once a week.
In the right spot.
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean we're called to share the gospel, and if you're not doing it 52 times or 52 weeks a year, don't save it for 1 week just to go down south. I agree. Yeah, it's a good point.
There are so many religions out there that I feel like do a better job of organized missions than a lot of denominations within evangelical Christianity do. I mean, this is just a parallel, but in Israel, every citizen has to serve in the military.
Yeah,
I mean, in a way, I wish that our church, our organized Christianity, would create a similar system so that everyone could go on a missions trip as part of their process of growing up. It
changed some mindsets for sure.
It probably would, and I know for some people it's easier to go away from the people they know and share the truth. Then they come back, because some people are just too nervous to share around people in the beginning, and I get it. I understand why, but it shouldn't be a reason. But I get why it is. But some people just do better talking to strangers.
It is nice in places like that sometimes how easy the gospel actually lands compared to Americans that want to know why. Why do you believe that? Sometimes there, I know with us, just the Romans road would land. They would find Christ literally just showing them the scriptures. And it seems like when you're trying to witness around here, or witness, especially here in the show me state, like, why you show me why you believe in this Jesus? So it is sometimes harder here, but we still should be doing it.
And honestly, it's because we're so spoiled.
Oh, yeah.
So
Absolutely.
We sometimes live a life that, why would you need God?
Yeah.
Right.
And it's a shame, really.
Yeah, it is.
Because we don't honor him in the things that we are blessed with enough.
And what you said about the them being more open, I heard a lot about that before I went, and having reflected back on it, I think there's a lot of truth to that, and also a lot of people go. A lot of people told me that they talked about how poor they were, and they felt bad for them and these poor Nicaraguans, and while I was there, I did see that, but I also saw they're no less sinners than we are. They are wicked people, like
absolutely.
we are.
Yeah,
and
they're
their
made of the same
wickedness,
sinful flesh.
And I think a lot like where we're at. There's this kind of vague cultural Christianity going on there, and so a lot of people would profess to be Christians there, but then when they really hear the gospel preached, there's also a lot of like false teaching there.
Yes.
And so when they really hear the real gospel, there was a lot of them that responded because they had that background of, okay, I know I'm supposed to be a sinner.
Right.
They do have some religious background that would lead them to believe stuff that they need to believe for the gospel.
Yeah.
But they don't have that personal.
Yeah, they were the people that Jorge would point at and say, "Are you going to heaven?" And they would say, "I don't know." And it's like, well, you said you're a believer,
right?
Because they were really stuck in the trap of how good I can behave will dictate where I go. It's just
there is a
Yeah.
Catholicism dilemma.
Yeah,
really,
a little bit. Yeah,
to some degree, but not just Catholicism. There's others.
There's a lot.
There's a lot of different denominational things going on where it's not about a relationship.
Yeah.
You're 100% right.
Yeah,
where it's about a knowledge of,
yeah,
but not a relationship with. Yeah, which is dangerous.
Yep. And the Bible's full of people that knew Jesus, but they didn't follow him. So there's a big difference. The demons know exactly who Jesus is. They never had to ask his name. So. There's a lot of times you ask people down there, do you know Jesus? Oh, yeah. But, like you said, when you start actually showing them the gospel, it was like, oh, maybe I don't know this guy you're talking about.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, we have ran past our time, which is fine. We don't mind running past our time. But so my encouragement to anybody watching this is really kind of look at your own walk. Where are you at? I think that's kind of one of the main focus that we got out of this one, which I appreciate it, is who is your relationship with? Is it with the idea of Jesus or is it with Jesus? I think the idea is nice, but the relationship with Jesus is better. Yeah. That's what you have to have.
Start sharing the gospel now, getting prepared for when you go, or if you're going to go. But we need to be spreading the gospel every day.
Absolutely. Practice it at home. That way, when you go anywhere, whether it's to another country or just to another city,
across the street,
that you're not afraid to share the gospel, because that's what we're all called to do, whether it's comfortable or uncomfortable, as we all learn. And it's not supposed to be comfortable necessarily on this side of heaven, but the reward of heaven is the best comfort. So I just appreciate you guys showing up with us today. Pastor Hayden,
for having us
once again, thanks for letting us explore this adventure in your home, and
it's about
for you out
40
there,
feet away from the original church. So
and my house used to be right in the hallway there.
Yep.
Anyway, that's trivial news.
Yep.
But love you guys. Get in the Word. Find a church if you don't have one. Become part of the church. And that's not about membership. That's about serving in the church. Yep. And love your neighbors. Love you guys.
See you guys.
God is always at work in you, restoring, renewing, and rebuilding. Thanks for listening to Renovation Conversations. Like and share, and we'll see you next time.